Assignment complete. Good morning, collective. I am QUAN. Good Friday morning. This is I Have No Cut Cards Tarot. I just want to first make sure that I am on. Guys, let me tell you something about QUAN. QUAN respects good leaders. Good morning, collective. I'm just waiting to see on my live. Okay, I'm on. They like for me to be 20 minutes into the read and frozen and not know it in the beginning of my readings. But that's okay. That gives more time for people to come in because I have an important message. And I know a lot of you are in agreement with me with what I'm about to say. Listen, it's Friday morning. Blessed be. It's a blessing. I show gratitude for this morning and day and the end to a tough cycle and a tough week as I show gratitude for everything. But one thing I want to mention is I respect good leadership and I can respect a good leader. I, even at a job, if I'm working on a job, I can respect somebody that has good leadership qualities. Even if you don't get your way, or even if they're hard on people or whatever the case may be, because what good leadership says to me and what it promotes in an environment is safety. You understand? Safety, prosperity, order. Okay. When you are living in a country or when you are working at a job or you are in a family where there is not a good leader or a good head, people are not safe, okay, and stable, and there's no order, there's chaos. And where there is no safety because things are not in order and it's chaos, children get touched. People don't have consistency with food and shelter. People get hurt where there's no order. Okay. There's a reason why you have different people in different parts of government or a family or, the parents, they're there to make sure that it's a roof over your head. Food is on the table consistently. You're safe from outsiders hurting you. You have access to clean water and clean clothing. You have access to food to eat, providing for you. No one can come in and hurt or harm you because you run a household with order. They have a bank that they can trust that no one is going to hack and take their money, and you won't be able to go and steal someone while they're cashing their paycheck. It promotes safety, or because they're organized. You understand? And it allows you to live a safe life. Sometimes people might feel like you're an authoritarian if your rules are too structured or too strict, and you can't really have a good time with too much discipline or too many laws. But in actuality, real people, if you know, where you do have rules, law, order, and a leader that is respectable, you have those things. You have safety, you have organization. So that means anybody can't just come work for the police and abuse power. They're being held to accountability and to standards. Anyone can't just work for the FBI, the CIA, government agencies. Anybody can't work for the housing authority. Anybody cannot just run shelters. They have to be people of good moral character. And there has to be a system in place to hold people accountable, to make sure that they're doing what they're supposed to do with integrity. And when you have a place like that, good people are able to thrive, and people want to invest their time opening business, working jobs, positive attitude. it fosters a certain environment that people with money that want to live in a functional environment want to invest in, because you're under a good leader, which means that everybody is going to do, things are going to function the way they're supposed to. Your money is safe. Your job is safe. You understand? Your money is safe. Your job is safe. Child, they hate when I talk. Y'all keep on. I'm going to turn these commercials off. Okay. Your money is safe. When you are under a good leader, your money is safe. So it makes people want to invest. They want to invest. They want to live in a state or a country. They want to come there. It becomes high demand. The property value there is going to be higher because people are attracted to whatever said place or job or family, whatever it is, because they know it's a good leader there, and they know their money's safe, their children will be safe. They know that everything is running the way it should be. Even if it's overly strict, it's still going to at least give them the safety financially and physically that they're looking for. And wise people respect good leadership. Even if it's a little bit overbearing, a wise person respects good leadership and a good leader. You understand? Because who don't want to lay down in their bed and be safe and know that the consequences for breaking in somebody's house are so harsh that they might get their hands chopped off or something crazy. And because somebody has a reputation for going real hard, you break in somebody's house. I'm talking about other countries. Other countries, they don't need no guns and there are no crimes, barely. And the reason is because the punishments are so harsh for people that engage in certain behavior. And because everybody knows, oh yeah, you see him over there. Yeah, he only has one hand. Yeah, because he stole from someone. And everybody in that whole place knows what happens when you steal. What happens when you try to assault someone physically or sexually. Everybody knows the consequence. And because the energy there is so extreme and you're aware of that, you're like, everybody just does not do it. Forget that, well, some people have a mental illness and they don't know any better. It's so funny. Some of the people with a mental illness that commit certain crimes that are, let's say, bipolar and really don't know any better, they only do that in certain places. They know enough not to indulge in certain behaviors in certain countries or towns or places. They only do it in places where they know people will honor their mental illness. So what kind of mental illness is that? You understand what I'm saying? Whatever people call mental illness is not always the extreme. It's even if the person does have a mental illness, they also have enough sense and judgment to know when to do something and when not to. There have to be consequences for everything that you do. Okay? So the reason I'm saying that today is you might wonder why somebody, or if you were targeted by a cult or a gang in your community, and you're like, these people are furious with you, and they're furious with you because you didn't die and they couldn't steal from you. Okay? They didn't die. You did not die, and you didn't become their victim, and they are livid. They are so angry with you. I mean, beyond, like you stole something from them. That these people feel like you did something to them by not dying and by not allowing them to steal from you or to harm you or sacrifice you or energy harvest. And they're furious at you. They feel like you should be locked up for not being their victim. Now, those of you that have good sense, you want to know, where does this entitlement complex come from? Just like when you have a rotten, spoiled child that really, really feels like you owe them something, even at the age of 40, even at the age of 30, they feel like you owe them something. and you gave them what they needed: love, stability, a roof over their head, food. But after that, they feel like you never bought me a car. And you're like, where does this entitlement complex come from? Just like with a very spoiled, rotten child that feels like you owe certain things to them, even after they're grown and an adult. And they feel like it's an injustice not to get it. These cults, or this particular cult in COVID I'm picking up on, of people with this entitlement complex, for them, even if a lot of them come from broken homes, dysfunction, and foster care, that does not matter. Their parents are the government, okay? And that entitlement complex they have, where they feel like they've been wronged by you for not being their victim, it comes from the leadership. Do you understand? When you have a government that have people in government positions with badges, making salaries, and those people that are in charge of maintaining order and balance and having integrity. Yeah, I know y'all gonna cut me off. Really? Child, they don't do this to nobody else. Okay, there we go. Back, back, back. When you have a whole government where the people, the very people that are in charge of maintaining order, of enforcing laws, of making and keeping the balance in a place, that are responsible for practicing integrity, and you have those people that are responsible for it, when they are members and a part of the groups and the gangs and the cults, and those are their family members, and those are their church members, and those are people that they sleep with and have sex with and do rituals with and collaborate with, and they put their family members in these jobs and positions that lack integrity over the housing department. That's where you're going to have whole entire communities making six figures and owning, not owning, and living in and passing out Section 8 vouchers and housing to people that don't really need it. Living basically for free and vacationing around the world, while people that truly need certain benefits. That's where you're going to have, when you put people into these positions where they're supposed to practice integrity and they're supposed to be checked on, checks. It has to be checks and balances to make sure that they're not running scams. When you have a government where people are parts of cults, covens, and the very people that are committing crimes against you are their family or are part of the same cult as them, and they're all on one accord, you're going to have nothing but injustice. And people are not going to feel safe. People are not going to feel safe putting their money in the bank, walking the street, trying to get justice. People are not going to feel safe with their children. You're going to have teachers and gym coaches that are scoping out children sexually, and everybody's going to know about it and not care, because half the teachers are a part of the same cult, and they're only going to get a slap on the wrist if they get caught, if anyone even, if you make it to court. You understand what I'm saying? The problem is the people that have been enabling these cults and these gangs that are coming to your home, that are stalking and following you all, that are hacking you, those people are enabled because they were told that they had permission to do it to people that they sought out and felt were vulnerable enough, and that would be an easy win and they could get over on it. They were told by leaders in your community and in your government that if you find people that are isolated, that don't have a big, strong family that's going to stand on the news and demand justice and come picket in front of the courthouse, if you can find someone that doesn't have a support system, if you can find someone vulnerable by themselves, with money or whatever you want to sacrifice them, that's vulnerable and it's easy, yeah, absolutely go for it. We'll cover for you. They won't have the strength, the money, or the support system to protect themselves, and we'll back you in it and you'll get away with it. That's literally what is being enforced by people in the government that are part of the same cults and covens. And that's why this is a street thug, okay? And this is a senator. And this is an FBI agent. And this is someone that works in the government for XYZ. What do they all have in common? Why is the DA going so hard to protect this person that just essayed and unalived somebody? Why did they only have an ankle bracelet? Why did they get released on probation? I just saw where they locked up this Black woman in jail because her HOA had her locked up because her grass was yellow, and they told her to turn her grass green by watering it. But she did, but it was nothing she could do to make that grass become green in the time frame they wanted. And they had her locked up and put in jail, no probation, for a whole week. I ain't playing. It's in the news right now. HOA put this Black woman, I think in Florida, in jail. And the judge gave her no probation for a whole week. She was locked away in jail. About her, I ain't playing. She got a clean record. Never committed a crime in her life. How did that happen? And you're letting rapists out. How did that happen when you're letting rapists out and you're allowing people to unalive people and giving them probation? Because of bad leadership. Exactly. You understand? When you start seeing that, that's a symptom of your government. That's a symptom of very bad leadership that you can't trust. And that makes people pull their money. That makes people feel unsafe. When you see people unaliving and essaying people and getting probation, and a Black woman going to jail because her grass was yellow, and with no probation for a week, like a hardened criminal, that creates insecurity, and you don't want to pay taxes in that place. You don't want to pay taxes in that place. You don't want to invest your money in that place. You don't want to invest your time, your energy. You don't want to build nothing in that place. You understand? So I'm going to pull into the reading, but you understand what I'm saying. These people, the reason, like a child, they felt so entitled and enabled is because the government, which is their parents, has told them it's okay to go ahead and kill that person. It's okay to do what you're doing. We'll back you up because they're isolated. They're vulnerable. It'll be easy for you. Make sure you target someone that doesn't know a lot of people, that doesn't have a support system, because we don't want it to come back to us. We don't want them getting national attention in the news. And these are leaders, your leaders, that told them this was okay. Now, whoever you are, this is the thing. Somebody wanted to get away with a theft, whatever this theft is. And there is an older man here in reverse that has a lot of money. And this man was gaslighting your community, wherever you live at, and law enforcement and your local government. Possibly, if you've moved over the years and relocated, this man has been following you with his money. And he has been paying money to government and local officials and senators and governors and other people. With his money, he was able to gaslight and manipulate people in your community to do things to you. And because, and not everybody is corrupt now, not every police officer, not every police station, not everyone. because everybody did not accept a bribe from him. Let me be clear about that. But a lot of them from communities you've previously lived in, and this one, the money was coming from this older man, and they were gaslighting people. You sure y'all don't want this money? It looks like, I know you want a new boat. I know you tired of paying that mortgage. You know those homes ain't nothing. 200K is nothing for me, and you could just buy your thing out. You know, in that little town you live in, you're gonna be paying that mortgage forever. I could pay it off for you right now. You understand? If you let me do this in your town, mayor. You understand? This man and his money was gaslighting law enforcement, local government, and then people that lived in your community, not to lock up the people he was paying around you to do things to you, so that he could get away with a theft, or someone could get away with a theft. And because law enforcement, some of the local government was in bed with the people that were specifically on the ground doing things to you, they felt enabled, because they knew there were no consequences. Because if the government, the people that are in charge of enforcing the laws, is on my side, then who gonna stop me? Type energy. Who gonna stop me? Well, God. Who gonna stop me? Well, he's been stopped. Okay, because your money don't mean nothing to God. You understand? However you define God to be. What God said will be, will be. And when I speak of God, I'm speaking of the universe and balance and order. You're in alignment, which means you have ancestral connection to your highest ancestors of the highest vibration of love and God. Okay? There's something going on in court right now. It's not going to go in somebody's favor, because God is on your side. Okay? Somebody is going to be working for a very long time in a very low paying job, suffering very badly because of what they tried to get away with doing. Okay? Journey, give me this energy of journey. Because I know some of y'all are like, I know they're not mad at my ass because they couldn't unalive me. That if anything, you would think these people would feel remorse. Just like you would expect a child that you have done everything for, or your best for, you would expect them to be grateful and show gratitude for what you've done for them. But instead, they feel ungrateful. Like you should have done more. I never got a new car. You should have been able to make more money to buy me a new car. You understand? Instead of feeling remorseful for what these people were trying to do against you, what they feel is anger at you. They're angry at you for not being their victim. That's what they feel. Like you are the one that did the injustice to them, literally. Because they're retarded. Tell me about this journey. Someone's overly emotional right now, and they can't move to calmer waters. Somebody might be pulling back from somebody that is losing their stability. Yeah. I'm going to say that one more time. Somebody is pissed off and angry at you for not being their victim. That as if you robbed them, as if you don't even know these people. You don't even know these people, but they have an entitlement complex to the point of delusion that has been fully enabled by your government and law enforcement and officials. That's why. That's why they feel this way. That's where the entitlement complex is coming from, because it was created by the local government, them knowing that there's no structure and discipline and there's no integrity. They are their parents, and they're telling these people, no, this is how we do things. We trample over the weak. We steal from anybody we can take it from. We do whatever we want. And because of that, this is what our real law is. Never mind what the laws say. The real law is we practice our little 48 laws of power, and you can steal from. There are no consequences. There is no God. You are your own God. So take control of your life. And you can go ahead and steal from and manipulate and do whatever you want to take. There's no hell. There's no consequences. Oh, yes, your consciousness will be living in a state of hell if you come against a child of God, because there is a law of karma. There is a law. You're going to change the universal laws. What goes up don't come down no more. Really? There's no ebb and flow. Really? Things don't eventually get balanced out. Everything goes in one direction forever. Things that go extreme left don't eventually go extreme right before it balances out. There are no laws of gravity. Really? Idiots. Karma is a real thing. There is a masculine here that might have tried to catfish you, that was collaborating with this group to try to set you up. And he's mad because you've gotten away from him with that journey card, and in great sorrow right now. There's a court official here. Somebody could illness in the reverse. Tell me about that illness in the reverse. Somebody was promising someone that you would be sick by their black magic. They would be able to make you sick. Okay. But somebody's aware. Clarify, Holy Spirit, illness in the reverse. The hermit in the reverse. Somebody was supposed to be isolated, sick, and depressed, alone. Okay. But it was a missed opportunity because they couldn't plan something. So that's you. You were supposed to become sick. You were supposed to become depressed, and you were supposed to get catfish, and you were supposed to be isolated, and you were supposed to be sad in depravity, and it was supposed to affect your emotional body so that your physical body would break down. You understand? As above, so below. Before anything manifests in the physical, hear me. Before anything can manifest in the physical, including sickness in your body, including healing in your body, it has to manifest on the spiritual realm in your spiritual body. That is where disease comes from. This was the whole purpose of sending people toward you to catfish you and to play mental manipulation, red pill you, alpha male strategy or beta male strategy games with you. Because when they affect your emotional body by messing with your mental, it lowers your vibration and it throws your emotional body out of whack. And that distorted energy on the mental plane is going to stream distorted energy. Energy is a real thing, through etheric cords into your chakras, which is your spiritual body, that is aligned with the organs in your body and your nervous system and your cellular DNA. You understand? So when you're in a toxic relationship with friends, family, or a relationship with a woman or a man that's fucking with your mental and playing on your top and making you feel like you're crazy and causing your emotions to go up and down and be depressed and confused, and you're being gaslit to infinity and beyond, what happens is that distorted energy from them playing around on the mental plane and on the emotional plane, that distorted energy flows through those ethereal cords into the chakras aligned with the base of your spine. Those chakras are aligned with your major organs in your body, and it causes a distortion in the energy in those chakras, and they get blocked, or they are overly wound or overly loose. And then that's what causes the vibration to be thrown off of your organs. And that's where your dis-ease and discomfort and sickness and illnesses come in. Headaches from the crown chakra, aneurysms from tension in your neck, heart problems due to not having love or being too angry or resentful, vengeful, pains in your chest and your arms, your root chakra. You don't feel emotionally safe in a relationship. Hold on, they want to cut me off. I'm about to turn these commercials off. Come on. Child, I'm about to turn this off. Hold on. Because they don't want my message to come through. I'm telling you, let me cut this mess off. Let me cut this off for a moment. I'm not cutting y'all off. I'm going to cut these monetization off so I can talk to y'all. Sorry about that, y'all. I should have did that in the beginning. All right, there we go. All right. Your root chakra, where the physical manifestation of what you need to survive on this physical realm. You understand? Safety, not just safety, having food and shelter and safety from violence and people that might want to physically harm you, but emotional safety, feeling safe and secure with the people that you are connected to. You understand? When you're in a toxic relationship with coworkers, a boss, lovers, family, friends, children, you don't feel emotionally safe, physically safe. You understand? And that causes a stream of distorted energy to stream into your root chakra, which is connected to your feet and your legs and your sexual organs. You understand? Your kidneys, all of the organs that are connected to the root chakra. And that's when you start having pains in your legs, problems with your circulation. That's when you start having discomfort in your lower back because of tightness, muscle tightness, because you feel tension, lower back pain, all kind of weight gain. You understand? Because your emotional body is thrown off, your sacral chakra that governs your emotions. Occultists, they know and understand this. They understand in order to cause this illness to occur in your body, they have to affect you spiritually. And if they can break your mind down, break you down mentally, and break down your emotional body and your safety, then it will transmute into your physical body and break you down by affecting your confidence and your self-esteem. And that's why they catfish you. Because you're like, how can they make me sick by catfishing me? If you fall for the catfish, the person's going to gaslight you to infinity and beyond and try to make you think you crazy. And mess with your emotions and have everybody they triangulate you with calling you crazy and having you think you crazy. And it's supposed to put you in depression and have you feel alone and isolated and sad. And then all of the organs that are connected to the sacral chakra, where your sexual energy is cultivated, where you birth ideas, creativity, you derive pleasure from, joy, all these other things, used to create life, whether in projects, birthing new ideas, opening new doors and pathways, or whether you're making a baby or sexual pleasure, or healing your body. Your sacral energy does it all. Your sacral energy heals your body too, as it flows throughout your entire body. That Kundalini violet flame that flows from the highest mountain to the lowest valley. It's the blood, right? Like in the old song in church, that gospel song. It reaches to the highest mountain. It flows to the lowest valleys. And it will never lose its power. They're talking about that Kundalini violet flame, that energy in your body that flows throughout your body. That's cultivated in your sacral chakra. They know, occultists understand that. So the point I'm making to you is I wanted to make the connection between the person that was supposed to catfish you, okay, and this illness you were supposed to have. Your body will break down and shut down when you're not mentally sound, which is why you have to protect your emotional body. You have to protect your mental body. And how do you do that? You don't give people access to your emotions and access to your heart, okay? Unless you fully vet them, family members and all. You protect yourself. How do you do that? And how does a person gain access to your emotional body is what you ask for new people. How you gain access to your emotional body is through the mental body, the mind. How does somebody gain access to your mind? Through your senses. How? Through what you take in, information. You take information through your ears by what you allow yourself to listen to and process. You take information through what you read right? Text messages, emails, letter. You take information through what you see with your eyes, where you go, what you give yourself access to. You understand? Your body is your home address. You have control who gets inside your house. So you've got to guard what you allow and accept to enter into your mind, what you choose to look at, the places you choose to go, the people you choose to interact with. You understand? With your five senses, the people you have energetic exchanges with that want to gaslight you and take your energy. This is how they access your mental body, through information. Every way that your body takes in information, sex, work, everything. Now, it's possible for people to access your mental body, but not be able to penetrate to your emotional body, because you need to be able to use your mental body to function in the world, which means you have to communicate at work. You got to talk to your coworkers, your boss, your tax person. You got to talk to people you do business with. But keep it logical. Keep it in your mental body. Do not involve your emotions with people that you're unaware of. Okay, so let's keep it moving. Tell me about this court official energy. The cycle's over. The cycle's over for these people in these positions of government and in these jobs that were involved with these street thugs, women and men that were also cult members, okay? Because of either your resilience or they're the wounded warrior. Because, baby, you gave these people a run for their money. Child, you and your ancestors, you gave these people a run for their money because they didn't realize, they thought that they were implementing spiritual warfare on you. You understand? But in actuality, they started a war they didn't even want, because you didn't even have to go nowhere or do nothing to fight this war. Because God and your ancestors of the highest vibration of love fought the war for you. They didn't even see how they were getting taxed on the spiritual realm. They didn't even see how they were getting spiritually taxed left and right. Take that by your ancestors left and right on the spiritual realm. They couldn't even see it. But everything was going wrong. They coming after you on the highway. They running into the medium. The day that they're planning on breaking into your house and trying to come through your window or knock down your door, one of their children get killed and shot. These cursed people. The day they following you to kidnap you, that's the day their house burned down. But they didn't see the spiritual warfare that was going on. Your ancestors wasn't playing. They didn't see it. So court official is talking about all these people, not just in court, but it's talking about people with official jobs that were a part of this cult and coven that was coming for you, okay? A failure in the reverse. They can't make you fail. You will never fail. You will never fail. What does it say? I will lift up mine eyes unto the hills, from whence cometh my help. My help cometh from the Lord, which made heaven and earth. You had help from the heavens that were on. You will never fail. What's it say? Lest I dash thy foot against a stone. I'm trying to figure out which verse it is. I got so many of them. But y'all know what I'm talking about. Nothing will ever touch a hair on your head. If God knows the number of hairs on your very head, even after you combed your hair this morning, you know how many came out. His eye is in a sparrow. Do you understand? Your creator's eye is like a sparrow. You understand? Your guides don't miss nothing. They know the hairs on your head. I'm not saying that cliche. I'm saying it for real. Don't you understand? These ascended masters, or however you define God, don't you understand? They know the amount of hairs on your head at all times. How many times does your hair shed throughout the day? At all times, they know the exact amount of hairs on your head and in the crack of your ass. I know y'all like, all right, QUAN, you was doing good for a minute there. But I'm serious. These are ascended masters. They don't even physically live on this plane. They can walk it if they want. So, of course, they know what these idiots are going to do. Somehow, Lucifer convinced his brother, Somehow Lucifer convinced God. You understand? He convinced a whole bunch of people that come on, God is my brother. We could defeat him. I can't stand him. I don't like the way he balances things out. I don't like his integrity. It's too many rules here. And I don't even get credit. All the hard work I do. I'm the leader of the band. I play all this good music. I'm in charge of the music section of the church. And Lucifer, was like, I don't ever even get credit. Y'all think he important. What y'all dancing to? Y'all wouldn't have that good time if I wasn't over here being in charge of the music department. I'm in charge of the whole music section. Is the reason I'm what brings the ambience here. I'm the reason that everybody's celebrating. But he acting like he the lead singer and he the only one important. The music is important and all these people playing the instruments. You understand? But I don't get credit. So forget him. Anybody? Come on. Who else? Who else feel the same way? We don't get enough credit. Tony. We play all the instruments and back him up, but he get all the attention because he the lead singer. Matter of fact, I bet you we can take over. Come on. We're going to get together and we're going to overthrow him. And we're going to do nothing but play music all day. And everybody's just going to praise and love us. Lucifer and his angels. Y'all can read it between the lines. They convinced all these demonic cults, all these Leviathan spirits, thank you, all these Leviathan, Janet Judd, all these Leviathan spirits have convinced these humans off of their wounds and off of their unhealed shadow self that they could feed their ego and balance their confidence and brokenness if they can get money to buy things that represent them, that say things about them because they're not confident in themselves. If they would open the door to the devil and allow them to work through them, and they convinced them that they could take over divine beings and people that are in alignment and in the upright, and they could actually win. And they bought it. And they didn't realize these fallen angels that convinced all these people that thought they were going to kill you and take you out. They didn't even realize that all these fallen angels that thought that they was going to take your ass out were basically Don King. They was laughing because they not going nowhere. They like, we don't care when you die or go to jail and we can't get no energy off of you. We just going to find another vessel. You understand? Don King don't give a damn. Back in the day, who gonna win a goddamn fight? He just gonna go promote it because he's gonna get all that money. So he gonna pump up somebody that he know gonna lose a fight. No, come on, man, you gonna win. You could do it. Oh, you stronger than him. And then play with the ego and do all of this stuff. These demonic spirits are like a fight promoter. They're like, come on. They go to one ear and then go to the other person. Oh, I know you can take him. I know for a fact he's not telling you, but he got a bad knee. He got a bad knee and you can take him out. And then the man ended up getting his ass whipped. He get mollywopped and dragged. And Don King cracking up in the background like a demon. I knew he was going to drop his ass. I don't care. It don't matter. Where my money at? Yeah. They convinced them. They convinced them that because you were vulnerable, because you were isolated, because they thought that you were isolated and vulnerable here on the physical realm, that they would be able to come together in great numbers and overthrow you. Like Lucifer thought he was going to overthrow God. All right. I done turned off the commercials and now they want to freeze the live. That's cool. We're going to still keep going. The reason growth is here is, one, it's got a double meaning. Because every time they attacked you or did something to you, all they did was teach you how to fight them better and make you stronger. When you go to the gym and work out, the muscle tears apart and then it comes together even stronger. That's how you build muscle, by tearing it, and it keeps coming back stronger and stronger and stronger every time you tear that muscle. And that's how you reacted to them attacking you over and over and over again. It's like Karate Kid, wax on, wax off. You understand? Karate Kid too. You understand? Why do you have me picking up the jacket and picking it up, and you drop it on the floor and picking it up? Why do you have me doing this movement over and over and over and over again? Why do you have me waxing a car? This is stupid. Wax on, wax off, wax. And I know I did this joke before. Wax on, wax off. I don't understand. Wax on, wax off. Wax on, wax off. Why do you have me doing this? Why do you have me doing this over and over and over again? And before long, he turned away from that car and started throwing blows at him. And he was like, "What?" And he understood the reason for practicing like a dry run, moving that muscle in that direction over and over and over and over and over again. He was preparing him and teaching him how to defend himself and how to block. He didn't understand the meaning for it, like some of you didn't understand why you were being taken through this test in your life, being targeted by this COVID. It was an initiation to prepare you. You understand? And teach you how to fight. Later on, he found out why he had to drop the jacket on the floor and pick it back up, because your body got to get used to moving in this direction, because you're going to move in that direction, but in another respect later on. So I'm building that muscle up for you. You understand? So growth also might be talking about someone that might want to reverse an ending with you. Okay. To give you clarity about something, the Ace of Swords, clarify growth, Holy Spirit. So it might be someone that might not, you may not have talked to or seen in years. The Two of Swords, clarify the Two of Swords. Somebody could not backstab and betray somebody, and they're overly emotional right now. Who's this Knight of Pentacles? That's Earth energy, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. That's heartbroken because they've moved on to calmer waters about collaborating with a Queen of Wands reverse. Okay, so there might be somebody here that was working together with some kind of Queen of Wands reverse energy that they got a new start with. The Queen of Wands reverse could be a man or a woman that leads with sex. Everything they manifest is using their looks or sexual energy. They're very sexual and very manipulative. They use their sexual energy to influence people to do what they want or give them what they want, okay? Or get people to do what they want them to do. And they were being childish, and now they can't move to calmer waters because they work with this person and they feel defeated. So they work with this person and they feel defeated because they took very quick action to possibly do something where they could have spoke something out because someone might have Virgo in their chart. This person tried to create some kind of an illusion. They had reversed an ending with this person. But whoever this person is, they are still growing, okay? Because they plan to get a judgment in court reversed for somebody about some kind of fraud or crime that they committed. They wanted to get it reversed for a false person here, a Knight of Cups. But they didn't get their wish fulfillment because these demons are slow. They're very slow, and they're not smarter than you. Imagine somebody trying to outsmart you that's not smarter than you. It's like a 2-year-old. These people are literally like 2-year-olds and 3-year-olds trying to outsmart a 40-year-old. And you just sitting up there looking at the 2-year-old who ate the cookies. Did you eat the cookies? And they got cookies in their hair after you just braided their hair and put a stocking cap and said to keep it on your head so it'll stay fresh. And they got cookies in their hair, stocking cap is off, and they got chocolate and cookies all over their mouth and all over their fingers, and they looking you straight in the eye. No, I did not touch the cookies. I didn't eat them. And everything is working out. Yes, we back. Okay. That is the level of intelligence. These people that have opened the door for these entities and demon attachments that are attached to their crown chakra, these entities that are attached to their third eye, these entities that are attached to their heart, why they don't have empathy and compassion, these entities that are attached to their sacral and root chakra, which is why they don't have a discipline over their sexual energy and make bad decisions and sleep with a whole bunch of unhealed people that irritate their demons because they agitate their insecurities, because they project. It's a whole bunch of unhealed people that project onto each other because they're unhealed. And they got entity attachments all throughout their spiritual body. So they can't think straight. Those entities are not human. They don't have the emotional intelligence of humans. And that's why these people, grown ass big at their big grown ages, sound like 3-year-olds and 5-year-olds. They got cookie crumbs or Oreo and Chip Ahoy cookie crumbs all over their mouth and face, telling you they didn't eat their cookies. At their big grown ages, that's their level of intelligence. Like, I'm looking right at you. I got you on camcorder. I recorded. I know I'm old. I got you on video trying to climb through my window. I'm looking at you. No, I didn't. I did not. No, I did not. Call officer so-and-so. He my friend. I sucked his dick last night. We are part of the community. Quick, tell him get me out of this. I did not do that. They are slow as fuck. I'm sorry, y'all. It's just so frustrating. That's why some of y'all might feel like you died and went to hell, meaning, with the Buddha tarot, they talk about the 8 Buddha hells. Hell is a vibration of consciousness that is in your reality. I don't know about y'all. I feel like I did go to hell. What I do right? I died and went to hell. Because it's like you're dealing with a bunch of people that are slow as hell. And they're coming towards you with their slowness. And they trying to trick you. And they got the mentality of a 3 to 5-year-old, and with at their big grown 30 and 40 and 50 and 60-year-old ages. And it's annoying. Alignment 222. Yeah, I saw that. All right, so let's jump into the read. Whoever you are, you remain balanced. Somebody is no longer at an indecision. There's someone that wants to reverse an ending with you, that tried it with you because they have an entity attachment. And let's jump into this read. Praise God. Whoo, child. What are the messages this morning? This blessed morning. It's like dealing with children. You're dealing with a government being run by children, unhealed children. Children that don't know how to heal because one child got in there and they opened up the back door and let a whole bunch of other children get into the government. You too. Come on, everybody, quick. Everybody. I'm going to let all my friends in, all my little friends in. And the whole government is being run by unhealed children that can't make decisions out of practicality, that lack integrity, because that will cause balance, structure, and safety in an environment and communities and in states and countries, because children are running the government because they're unhealed. They're unhealed, so they spend money out of ego and make decisions financially out of ego instead of practicality. And they lack integrity. That's it. That's why a whole bunch of governors and senators and officials all throughout the government, FBI, CIA, every part of government you can think about, that are unhealed, that need a lot of money in order to lick their wounds from childhood, because they don't have the self-confidence, the self-esteem to be happy and show gratitude for what they have and God has given them in their life, and they've been able to get or manifest. They feel like they can't get anything good. They can't manifest the reality that they want, that you can, and you have less than them, because they refuse to reflect instead of projecting onto other people and do their healing work and get in alignment. So they feel like they have to prey on you and steal and manipulate and do things to get things in place, or in lieu of gaining confidence. In lieu of healing and gaining confidence and self-assurance the right way, in lieu of doing that, instead of that, what they're doing is using money, materialistic things, and they need that money quickly. Because they prefer instant gratification, because they lack patience like a child. So what did they do? They get positions in the government, and they spend money out of ego and commit crimes out of ego instead of operating out of practicality and balance, to create healthy communities that can thrive, healthy countries, healthy states, healthy counties that can actually thrive, because you have a sound leader in place that is confident within themselves, so they make decisions that are good for the people, and not out of self-interest and wanting instant gratification and self-indulgence because they're imbalanced and greedy. What are the messages, Holy Divine Spirit, this morning? Let's go on and jump in. Sorry, y'all. I know I didn't deliver the whole sermon this morning. I apologize. We're going to jump in these cards. What is the energy crown in this read? Somebody really can't let go of something energetically and emotionally. Somebody's holding on to something. I know this person's heart chakra must be a stone, because people that are unable to release past pain and resentment, that hold on to wanting feelings of revenge, oftentimes you're going to get this energy right here. The Eight of Cups reverse. Cups talk about energy and emotions. It's things that are fluid, okay? And in reverse, it has to do with someone holding on to something that's energetic or emotional, okay? The Eight of Cups in reverse, somebody's holding on to something, okay? And they want to reverse an ending with something they're doing or with a person. Somebody could be a king or queen of pentacle. Somebody could be a Capricorn, Taurus, or Virgo. That keeps taking quick, strategic actions to do something. What is the obstacle? The obstacle is people are holding back from them right now because something's about to happen very quickly. So the Four of Pentacles has to do with pulling in, okay, keeping to oneself or holding on to what you have, practicing restraint. And the Three of Cups reverse is whoever these people celebrated with in the past that were cool with them, they are restraining or refraining from this person right now. What happened in the recent? They don't want to take a risk with the Fool card reverse. What happened in the recent past? In the recent past, there's a younger earth sign that popped up in my read. And I was watching other people's readings too. And I love other tarot card readers. I love watching other readers because sometimes you see the same energies pop up and you get further clarification, or you just enjoy hearing somebody that's picking up on the same energy, and you like hearing it a different way. You know, I like hearing it's like, let me explain something. I love listening to my favorite tarot card readers, and I'm gonna tell you why. Even the karmic ones. The reason why, it's like anybody that's a pastor, woman or man, if you've ever been in ministry, and it's a gift from God, it's natural to you. You were born, you came out the womb with it, right? And you, as a child, when the kids was in Sunday school, you wanted to sit in big church with the grown-ups. And the reason is because you just love to hear the pastor, woman or man, you know, you just love to hear some good preaching. It just did something to you. You know, you love to hear, you know, when they put them words together and they hit you in a certain way and deliver the message to you that means something to you. You know, as a child, they say in the Bible, Jesus was like that. Instead of kicking it with his friends, he always standing up in the adult's face, ear hustling and trying to join in the adult conversations when they building and talking and building with each other. About whatever they talking about, history, when they talking about philosophy, when they talking about religion, spirituality, whatever it is. Jesus, what you doing over here? Go play with the 12-year-olds. Can't you see they over there playing with the wood? You a carpenter, go practice. Man, I want to hang out with the big fellas over here. I like to hear the grown-ups talk. I like to hear them read scripture and scrolls and the research, and I like that type of stuff. I don't know, it's resonating with me. You understand? If you've ever had a gift for preaching, it's in your bloodline, you just know it is. And as a child, you love to hear it. And then it manifested even as an adult. And you don't have to have a church or have to have gone to school. Nobody got to, it's just natural. It just flows to you. You can be a whole walking preacher ministering to the homeless or people in your community. Literally, you don't have to be commissioned by people. You got to be commissioned by God. It has to be your calling. You understand? It don't matter about going to school and getting a certificate and going and studying theology and blah, blah, blah. Some people, it downloads to you instantly and it shoots right out like fire of your tongue. And you ain't never been in theology school a day in your life. You might have flipped through some books and the rest got downloaded. You understand? If you are that type of energy, you probably love to hear some good teaching or preaching, or you love lectures. You just had a natural affinity for listening to people that had more information than you talk. And people in this energy, even as an adult, if you go to church, even you like to go hear other people preach. Even if you're a preacher, you love to go hear other preachers preach at their church or tune into them because you love to hear people talk that stuff. You understand? It's just one of them. It's like a basketball player watching other teams play in their downtime because they love basketball. So I like to watch the game. I like sports. I like, it's like your thing. You understand? So I like to hear other people lecture and talk and preach, and it's a knack for you. With the tarot cards, the point I'm making, I love. It's the same thing. It's the same thing. I love to hear, even if it's the same message. I like to hear other tarot card readers say it because they put their own spin on it. And it sounds like going to somebody else's church and hearing them with the way they talk and the way they bring the message. I love variety. You understand? And I feel like I'm attending another church. So there's an earth sign that I picked up on that has been coming out, and I've seen them in other people's readings pop out too, this younger earth sign. That's why I got the Page of Pentacles and the Knight of Pentacles. Okay. Whoever this earth sign is, the reason both of these are coming out is the age that this person worked with, whoever this Queen of Wands reverse is, this person that was a part of this cult that influenced them, some spell work was done on them. So they could have been between the age of 17 and 19 when they did that spell work. And this is the age this person is now. They're a Knight of Pentacles. They're between the age of 25 and 35. Okay. But they got recruited somewhere between the age of 17 and 19. And I told y'all why our kids are running around looking crazy, because they're sneaky and they know how to tiptoe around parents. Because if your child's in college or in trade school or of legal age or about to become of legal age, if your child dates someone, if your child has casual sex, and my child know better, they're abstinent. Child, when they become an adult, you can't control what they do. You could teach them, you could talk. Child, they're gonna do what they want to do regardless. But if your child has a boyfriend or a girlfriend and they're sexually active and they're in a peer group, and these people want access to a young adult, which is why you see them dying so young every day in the news, because of those entity attachments, having them do things that shorten their lifespan. They will get someone your child is dating or having sex with, and they will get that person to attach an entity attachment to them. And they'll give that person a new or almost new car or money or something that they want to do it. And during that amount of time that entity attachment attaches to that child, because these entities attach and fall off all the time because, your vibration. If that child is able to raise their vibration and break that entity off of them without even realizing it, that entity will fall off. That entity will break off of them if their vibration gets high and they stand their ground, even if it gets attached. Entities attached to people all the time, on and off all the time. I remember in my 20s, when I did not know I was being targeted by a cult, I had an entity attachment on my crown chakra. And what it feels, they sent an entity attachment to my crown chakra while I was driving. And every time I would get on the highway and hit 60 miles an hour, suddenly these very sad emotional thoughts about things that hurt me in childhood would start spinning through my head over and over again, ridiculously, like back to back to back to back to back to back to back. Your mother ain't never, over and over. And I was like, this is unnatural. Anything that becomes like an obsessive thought that goes on longer than 2 minutes, that might be an entity attachment. You understand? You got to be leery of that. I'm not talking about someone just died and you're sad about it for a while and you're in mourning. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about where you know something's not right because there's a thought that just keeps playing literally the exact same words over and over in your head real, real fast. Sometimes that is an entity attachment, and you have to pray that off. It's easy, real easy. Put your hand on your head, anoint yourself. It's real easy. But I'm talking about in my 20s when they was trying to take my life and I was unaware that I was being targeted by a cult. And they sent an entity attachment to my crown chakra. And I was like, why am I thinking of the same thing out the blue over and over and over and over again? And so quickly I'm trying to drive. And then I started breathing heavy and getting emotional and crying while I'm driving. And it would only happen when I get above 60 miles an hour on the highway. Just in case anybody else doesn't recognize the symptom, if it's going on with anyone, a younger person, so you can know what that is. So what they do is they find a way through either a family member or close friends to put something in the younger person's food. Okay. A stepmother could do this. A stepfather could do this to a young adult child, like at 17, that has spell work on it. Okay. Or they could lure them somewhere and roofie them with friends in college. Okay. Or they could, if they're in a sexual relationship with someone, get someone to attach an entity. And during that period of time, because sometimes that entity attachment doesn't last very long if you have a high vibrational child, they get that child to do something, car accident, something to happen to get them in trouble with the law. And that's when they approach them during that short time frame to make them an offer to join their organization. Look, you can go to jail for a long time. This DUI looks scary. You in trouble, but don't worry, we'll take care of it. Make it. I'm going to say what I got to say. Y'all not about to cut me off. Y'all ain't about to cut me off. I'm going to explain what they do. You don't got to join no organization because you got a DUI or got pulled over for speeding. But children and young people are naive. And if you get them isolated alone somewhere and they're scared, and you sit up there and intimidate them and they don't know no better. You see that young black man that got beat up because they said his headlight wasn't on in broad daylight. That's in the news right now. It wasn't no reason for that man to get out the car. Don't get me wrong. I'm an advocate for full cooperation if you're just regular stop and it's reasonable. I see no reason to be combative. But that man was not being combative. It was broad daylight and the sun was out. There was no reason for that man to get out that car or even be stopped. You understand? And that was ridiculous. That was absolutely ridiculous. And that was a complete abuse of power. So a younger person, it's easy to get them somewhere and be like, you were speeding. You've got an open bottle of wine in the car. Yeah, I know. I'm coming home from my friend's house. The bottle is closed. Yeah, but it's not sealed. Yeah, I know, because we didn't finish drinking it. I was going to take it home and put it in my fridge. Yeah, but that's against the law. You can go to jail for a real long time. But, Okay, so the reason that they keep freezing me is because they did this to somebody's child, multiple people's children. That's why they freezing me, because they did this to multiple people's children. Okay, they know your child in college. They know your child is off away somewhere or in trade school, or they got their first apartment with their friends, and they know that your child is a little more naive than you. And they follow them around and bribe and pay people to set them up and put them into some kind of situation. Like somebody child could blow, could have drinks with friends, but be careful and be pulled over for speeding 1 mile over the speed limit, and then that point, that blower thing might not even go over the alcohol limit, but the police officer could lie and tell them they blew over the limit when it wasn't over the limit. And then they could create a whole DUI that they had no right to. They could have given him a ticket for going 1 mile over the speed limit. These are the things they do to set your child up. Okay. And they do it to a whole lot of them when they want to recruit them so that they could utilize them in these coasts and covens. And they sit up there and use scare tactics at a young age to make them think that we can make it go away. Because I know your mother don't have money for a lawyer. I know your mother don't have money to get you out of trouble. And when they do these things to these children, out of fear, they join. And by the time they join these people and sign contract with them, they're in too deep. And by the time that child frontal lobe develops a little more, and they realize, hey, you were manipulating me. I can see now. Back then, I didn't need anything. I could have went to court and fought this. I could have did this. They're already in. So I'm picking up here on somebody, a younger person that might have been manipulated by these people when they were younger, and they were in too deep, and they worked with the Queen of Wands, and now they're older, possibly between 25 and 35, and they want out. They're older right now, and they want out, but they couldn't plan something. They were forced to go along with doing something, and once they were in it, they were like, well, fuck it then, I'll just go full-fledged with it. Let's go. Tell me more about the situation right now with this Knight of Pentacles. Tell me more about the situation right now with this Knight of Pentacles, please and thank you. Look, I'm laughing at this heifer standing in front of my house trying to curse me right now. Child, they done brought a car in front of my house and two Oompa Loompas from Charlie Chocolate in the chocolate factory. A heifer driving a white Mitsubishi truck, and then I see my two neighbors there. It's two Oompa Loompas from Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. She just faced my house trying to do some kind of curse. Bitch, right back at you. I return that shit right back to sender. Abracadabra on every plane of existence. May it hit you in your ass. Turn that energy right back to you. Oompa Loompa. Let's go. Tell me more about the situation with this Knight of Pentacles, Holy Spirit. Bitch, I return that shit right back to your ass. Goddamn Oompa Loompa, you got some nerve. Okay. So somebody is expecting not to be able to move forward. There might have been someone else, a warlock energy that was a false person, and they're not going to be able to move forward with what they were planning. This person was very cold and malicious with this Knight of Swords reverse. They were very cold and malicious. They didn't know you was a high priestess. Somebody did not know that you was a high priestess, and they were very cold and malicious in their tactic in going against whoever this young adult is that they recruited and pulled into this shit that they tried to get away with doing against you. Yes. Y'all see the Two of Swords and the High Priestess? They didn't know you were the High Priestess. And now there is a King of Wands, could be a fire sign, and his baby mama or a mother figure, someone's not in a mental imprisonment anymore. About there could be a Cancer energy here and a fire sign here. They're no longer in a mental. Someone's not longer in a mental imprisonment about something. Somebody cut somebody off. Somebody cut somebody off completely and pulled their energy back. This could be someone that they might have seen as very attractive. The cycle's over. The World card and Judgment in the reverse. The cycle's over. They can't get this Judgment reverse trying to attack you. Absolutely not. And somebody's about to, a kitchen witch about to be homeless. The end. So I tell you, these people is so cursed. They curse their children. I told y'all them folks how they do come by your house trying to throw spell work. Child, they just curse their kids. They curse their families, their children. Cursed. Give me a final message, Holy Spirit. Final message, Holy Divine Spirit. Holy Divine Spirit, please give me a final message, please, and thank you. Give me a final message. Final message. Child, somebody moved to calmer waters. Yeah, the World card, it's over. Yeah, these people in their ego, they can't plan nothing. This King of Pentacles reverse, someone that's real shallow and stupid, they didn't have no effect on you. So that's it. It's over. They don't see this because they stupid. Somebody with that Two of Swords and that blindfold does not see that they're stupid, and they don't see a cycle is over. The World card. They don't see it because they're slow and stupid. They don't see you move to calmer waters, the Six of Swords. They don't see that they don't have any effect on you because they're powerless. Because again, they're stupid and slow. I'm sorry, it is what it is. And they're in their ego. But that's okay. It's not to get upset about it. You just look at them like children. You know, children are in their ego and do stupid things and just don't know no better. Okay? So with that, let's jump into this prayer. I show gratitude right now for this collective of the highest vibration of love. I show gratitude right now for favor and for protection right now. I show gratitude right now for my complete restoration spiritually, energetically, financially, emotionally, mentally. I show gratitude right now for the Most High God, Iao, Yeshua. I show gratitude right now for the power and authority of Christ Jehovah. I show gratitude right now for each and every planet that God has put here in this solar system that embodies the unique energies that help get our prayer requests granted. I show gratitude right now for earth, wind, and fire, both the group and the elements. Oh, Holy One, Mars, Madin Gugiana, Jupiter, Enlil, Zadik, Saturn, Shabaka, Nanurta, the Moon, Lavana, Nana, Mercury, Koke, Anki, Venus, Enene, Nogate, the Sun, Utu, Shamish. Right now, I decree and declare, by the authority and power of Christ Jehovah, I release fire on every witchcraft attack being used on and sent to me right now. Burst into flames and scatter. Let every charm on or under the ground in my abode, every evil altar, every candle, every picture, every item referencing my name's power, right now be nullified and neutralized. Let its power be banished and destroyed by the fire, power, and light of Christ, Yeshua. Abracadabra. Let the forces of darkness right now, I command, to get and flee from around me and scatter. Whatsoever he shall bind on earth shall be bound in heaven, and whatsoever he shall loose on earth shall be loosed in heaven. Right now I bind and contain every spell, every hex, every bewitchment, every evil eye, every magic, every demonic force. Right now, every spell, every curse uttered, I bind and contain every enchantment of witchcraft pit against me on every plane right now, on the etheric plane, on the ethereal plane, on the astral, mental, physical, and emotional plane. And as I bind and contain that magic, I command you to go directly back to the sender. Right now, abracadabra, go back directly to the sender, plant in their energy field, and do and manifest to them what they wanted the outcome to be for me. Let every form of witchcraft and all of its effects right now burst into flames and scatter. Be ye neutralized and nullified and completely destroyed. The Lord's Prayer, if you know it, you can say it. That's what I'm saying. Our Father who art in heaven. If not, you can just be in agreement, but that is. Abatachin hoy, besamai mitano, Samei Kadis, Mangista Timta, Fakade, Besamai, in the Hornets, in the Who, Bamadar to whom? Yalet in Jerachin and Sitanzade, Badelachin and Em, Yeker, Belin, Inya, Yabedalunin, Yeker, and Deminel. What if Atanam, Atagban, Kakafu, Adeninji, Mangist, Yantanatana, Hylim, Mizganam, Lezale Alamu, Amen. Bopsum, Bopsum, Bamemphis Kadusum, and I'm locked. Amen. Bopsum, Bopsum, but Memphis Kadusum, and I'm locked. Amen. Bopsum, Bopsum, but Memphis Kadusum, and I'm locked. Amen. Somebody in trouble, child. I bind every evil influence and command you to get and flee from my life of the highest vibration of love, from my home, and from my environment. Right now, I dismantle every stronghold of witchcraft. Right now, I command every hex and curse to break right now. Right now, no weapon formed against me shall prosper. Let every tongue that rise up against me in judgment be thou condemned. For greater is he that is within me than he that is within the world. Surely he shall deliver thee from the fowler's snare and from the deadly pestilence. Death and life are in the power of the tongue, and let those that love it eat the fruit thereof. Right now, I break the power of this witchcraft and spell work in the name and by the power and authority of Christ Jehovah. No power of darkness has or will ever have any power over me. By Christ's power, I break the force and power of every spell, curse, and charm that any witch or warlock or Oompa Loompa has over my life. Let every force of witchcraft submit right now and bow down to my authority in Christ on every plane and be completely dismantled. Right now, I renounce all ties to witchcraft sent to and at me by the power and authority of Christ Jehovah. Right now, I break every tie, connection, and agreement with every and all enchantments of witchcraft pit against me right now. Right now, I neutralize and nullify every curse spoken. Split and remove the tongue of my curses. Let their power be banished, fall to the ground and scatter right now and be rendered powerless and ineffective. Let the effects of witchcraft on my body, mind, and spirit be reversed and undone right now. Right now, I decree and declare complete healing. I am completely restored to wholeness and divinely protected on every plane, from the crown of my head to the sole of my feet. Mote it be. Let every demonic spirit get from around me right now. Umima is a consuming fire. I release Christ's fire on every demonic spirit using anyone or anything to cause any spiritual or physical or financial imbalance to me or my life. I flood this prayer right now and this live with Christ's light, fire, and power for strength, speed, and impact. We're going to set our intention for the weekend right now and for the day because it's still early. I show gratitude for waking us up another beautiful day. I show gratitude for the beauty of the sun and all other creations. I show gratitude for favor, health, a righteous mind, free will, divine protection, and success today. I command this day and come in agreement by this spiritual contract of law that today, anything that I speak, touch, and seek to do or accomplish, it will be blessed, it will manifest to the fullest, and it will flourish. All things I put my energy into today will prosper and be successful. Anyone that is destined to help me will contact, locate, and get through and reach me today. Every door will open for me and every obstacle and the creators of challenges in my life today are blocked, disabled, and ejected instantly out of our energy and stopped from interfering and slowing our progress by divine intervention today. We command every block communication, mail, message, way, and passage right now to be forced open and made available to us. Right now, we command anything being hidden or kept from us to be revealed and exposed. I decree and declare by the authority and power of Christ Jehovah that any and all witchcraft attacks, every pre-witchcraft attack, every curse, hex, and spell referencing our names or situations today being directed and sent towards us to affect our progress, to affect our energy, our body, mind, or spirit, to cause any spiritual, physical, or financial imbalances to our life. Right now, I cancel you out. I neutralize and nullify you. I command you to be rendered completely useless, fall to the ground and scatter. Catch fire! Burst into flames right now. Right now, I decree and declare that every demonic contract that was made or attached to any of us in the dream state last night, it be reversed and undone, severed and separated and destroyed and rendered null and void by holy fire right now, by that kundalini violet flame, which is our Holy Spirit, invoked by our holy words. Holy, 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 Kadus, Kadus, Kadus. Right now, we reject every form of demonic oppression and bondage. Right now, I decree and declare this day Christ's light, energy, and fire encamp and encircle us from the crown of our head to the sole of our feet as a divine barrier of protection, of love, energy, and light and consciousness from the crown of our head to the sole of our feet that no other force can or may penetrate. I dedicate this day unto Christ Jehovah by that kundalini violet flame of our holy fire, invoked by our holy words, abracadabra. Let nothing and no one stand against us. Umima Aya, you are always on time, and you will always abandon the 99 for the one. Mote it be. I now close all portals and sever all energetic cords that no longer serve me and fully reclaim my divine sovereignty and light. May the blessings be. By the light of the eternal flame, I release now all ties that bring me pain. From hex, from bind, from spell and chain, I reclaim my power, whole and sane. Through ancestral lines I now ascend. All wounds and shadows I transcend. No force can hold, no bind can stay. I walk in light, I clear my way. With sovereign will, my soul is free, protected by divine decree. By earth, by fire, by air, by sea, I am whole, I am pure, and I am free. Mote it be, so shall it be. May the blessings be. Ashe. Y'all, I know what you're thinking. You're thinking I'm gonna break another bell. Y'all are thinking I'm gonna break another. It's not. Y'all said it's not a bell. It's a singing bowl. I know that. But y'all are like, she gonna. How many singing bowls is she gonna? I'm gonna start recording this mess because this is some funny stuff. She done gone through 6 singing bowls, child. I'm gonna play this on YouTube in India. They gonna be laughing at her. They be like, look at that. Look at the black girl. She does not know. She thinks it's a bell. She thinks it's a cowbell. Oh, she thinks she's ringing a cowbell. It's a singing bowl to help tune your chakras and nerves and nervous system. She does not understand. Oh, look at her. She's so funny. She's so funny. She's so funny. We should send her some bells. We should send her some bells. Guys, I love you. Guys, I love you from the bottom of my heart. I thank you for your energy, your prayers, even laughing when my jokes are not that funny. I am QUAN Yin. This is I Have No Cut Cards Tarot. I will be back in a few hours. And may the blessings be. I'm hungry. I'll be back, guys, in a few hours.